We welcome you back into a new year for this Pioneer basketball team. We welcome you into the Pioneer Basketball Show with head coach JT Burton. The Pioneers are riding a 4-game winning streak as we have turned the calendar, as we had a nice little homestand. And for the month of January, it's going to be really nice as the Pioneers will close out the month in the final 3 games here at home. 5 of the next 7 in the month of January at home, and that started with the Wingate Bulldogs, a team that we had seen much earlier this season, and a Catawba team also, a team that we saw a little earlier, November 20th, and then Wingate was, I believe, December 10th. Joined by Pioneer coach JT Burton to go back pre-Christmas so that we can say Merry Christmas again to everyone else. You know, a game against Lenore Ryan where we go there, tried to finish out the right way, and we did that. And I think everything, all aspects of our team, everything that we did, from shooting, from playing defense, from defending, from rebounding, everything seemed to be on display in Hickory against an extremely talented team.
I knew going in, I mean, you know, it's always that we're on the road just before Christmas, and I was kind of nervous because you never know what kind of focus you're going to get from the guys. But the first half, I mean, we shot it. I thought we defended really well for the whole game, but we didn't shoot it exceptionally well the first half. But the second half, I thought we really came in, settled down, and defended, and started scoring the ball.
Not very often that you hold Trenton Gibson this season under 20 points. Let's fast forward a little bit after that LR win. Then we open up at home against Wingate. And, you know, it's always, to me, it's a battle of one of the elites of our league, and that would be Jaron Cottingham and Trenton Gibson. And I just think there's so much between those two. And Trenton does so much for us. Jaron seems as if he sometimes tries to do a lot, but did what he did. Another double-double, though, for Trenton. We're going to focus on him a little bit right now, but I think in that game, it wasn't just Trenton on Wednesday against Wingate. You got the whole team effort.
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job of, you know, spreading the ball. So our bigs, Anadi and Legis is beginning to play well. Will Vetters has been kind of steady all year, 10, 11-point range, 5 or 6 rebounds a game. So, you know, when you get everybody else involved in that game, when Trent's not scoring the ball as well as he not shooting the ball like he has been of late, for us to win those games is huge.
He didn't hit threes, and that's kind of the thing that was only taken out of his game this past Wednesday. But then rebounds with the 3rd triple-double in school history, the 2nd that he has had, in a battle of the top scorers in the league. And Caleb Robinson's legit. This kid is flat out really, really good. They came out with a lot of energy early, but those energy guys that you talked about, Anadi and Will, came in and kind of really settled us down.
Yeah, I mean, coming out, I knew they was going to be ready to go because they hadn't played in over 18 days, and I knew they was going to be ready to go. I mean, just before they closed out the Christmas break, winning 3 in a row.
Right.
So I knew they was coming in. They was going to be ready to go, and I knew I kind of doing the shoot around. I thought it was going to be kind of stagnant because we hadn't played. I mean, we had just coming off a good win, and these guys. The crowd, I knew we were going to have a big crowd, and so the first half, they come out on fire, but we kind of settled in and took it over late in the game.
When you get a game like you got out of Brandon Mitchell, too, he's the guy we talk about a lot. We talk about him sometimes maybe for the wrong reasons, but we talk about him for the right reasons because of his effect. He's a rim protector, and he's going to be a rebounder guy, give us second chance opportunities. When he has more offensive rebounds than defensive boards, can get us a double-double, we're going to be really hard to beat.
Yes, I mean, just the key word, like I said in the post-game interview, is consistency, and that's what everybody's got to be consistent in scoring the ball, rebounding with the effort on and off the court. And I thought when Brandon plays like he did the other night, I mean, we'll become a different team. And with a strong double-double, we had 6 offensive rebounds, I think it's what he had.
Mm-hmm.
So when Brandon Mitchell is scoring the ball and rebounding the ball like that, because he's a shot blocker, we all know that. And that adds a different thing to our team.
It's a game in which Brandon gets the double-double, Trenton gets the triple-double, a 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist game. We're going to talk about that as we take a look back at Wingate and Catawba. We take a look at our highlights for the Bulldogs and the Indians. The Pioneers, looking for their 4th straight win, are going to get it. And again, Justin Mitchell has really got you off to a good start, setting the tone especially with some long-range jumpers.
Yeah, Justin Mitchell's been, talking about consistency. You look at his numbers from the 3-point line this year. He's shooting his career best. I think it's right at 35%. And Justin's been, he's taking the ball to the rim, and he's finishing. He's making his free throws better as well. As you see Trent Gibson getting to the rim, and then Anadi Legis. He's been the one that's been more consistent as far as scoring the ball. So with him playing like that, especially this game and the way they beat us at their place, that was a good way to rebound and come back and win that game because Trenton didn't shoot the ball exceptionally well.
We're talking about a run here right at the end where, again, Wingate goes on that run at the end of the first half. They went up by 11 points, and you're seeing a lot of the energy for the Pioneers kind of getting back into it. You can kind of see Jalen hitting some shots. You see Justin taking off and getting down the floor, and then Will Vetter just being what he's supposed to be. And because of that run, you're into it here in the second half.
Yeah, I thought guys like Will Vetter and Jalen Crowder and even Jacob Hobbs. I mean, Will scored the ball. Anadi Legist, and he scored the ball. But those guys, Jacob Hobbs, Jalen Crowder, and even KJ Crump, they did some little things to help us win this game.
It's getting in passing lanes, deflecting the pass. Wasn't your best first half, and you were worried about that going in. You had even talked about, your assistants had talked with me about that. I believe it was Deontay who said, well, we're a little worried about what we may get here early because it has been 18 days.
Yes, and but the guys responded pretty well. I mean, I think they kind of settled in there, and it's all it takes, especially a naughty just to see one going down. And the one good thing about it is you see Trent Gibson making that pass up ahead, is when you get a kid like Trent who is not scoring the ball but is willing to share the ball, it helps your team win those games.
It was one of those, again, 65-60. The Pioneers rally for that victory. They get I think a 13.10 rebound effort out of Trenton Gibson in that contest. We go into the Catawba game. Here's a team that's won 4 of their last 5 coming in. They've got the leading scorer in the league in Caleb Robinson. I love watching that kid play. And really here early, they're knocking down a bunch of shots, but to see that shot go down for Trenton, that he didn't have a 3 early, was really a good sign on Saturday.
Yeah, because I think he was 0 for 6 the last game, and then he missed his first 2 this game, and then he hit one in the corner, as you've seen. But good thing about Trent, he'll drive the ball, be more consistent, and try to get his teammates open.
You see Brandon Mitchell getting to the glass, getting offensive rebounds, second chance opportunity. Justin Mitchell finishing through contact. Anadi Legist doing what he has done here over the last 2 games.
Yes, I mean, the outside presence has really changed his game. He's shooting high clipper. I think he's like 10, 11 for 16 from the 3-point line. And that kid has been playing really, really well. He's shooting a high percentage from the field as well. He doesn't take bad shots. I mean, if he misses, they're a little bit short. So, that kid, he's got to rebound the ball a little bit better, like I tell him all the time. But other than scoring the ball, he's done a really good job.
It's a Catawba team that came out lights out early, and I think you felt like they could do that because, they haven't played, and all they've been doing is shooting. So they come out. Michael Hewitt, who we talked about, didn't see him the first go-around. This go-around, he's coming out knocking down threes. Caleb was knocking down some threes. You get Miles Washington, who was knocking down threes. They hit the early, but the second half, your defense and winning your ones, you really did that in the second half.
Yeah, we did. I mean, that was our big thing because of the way they played. I mean, have a lot of sets, but they run a lot of ISO ball, and you have to win your ones. And I thought we did that, especially late in the game.
It's Catawba closed in. They cut that deficit, but here you go on this little surge to end, and it was sparked really by your defense getting into the open field, getting some transition buckets, and number 1, Justin Mitchell finishing, but then Trenton Gibson getting to the rim.
Yes, Trenton Gibson did a really good job of getting us to our offense, taking our time, and because I took him off the ball late and put Justin Mitchell on the ball, and I made a sub and put James West in the game, and that kind of flipped the game right there, especially late. We was able to get some stops and get guys wide open shots.
High percentage shots. A lot of it was a lot of looks right at the rim. That'll be the 10th assist of the game as Justin Mitchell was able to flush that one right there down the stretch. And you talked about, just being consistent and winning ones, and I love that aspect of it because you're not a man-to-man coach, and I even joked with you, you don't even know how to coach it. It's one of those things.
It's tough.
Deontay and Justin are the guys that are kind of, getting these guys into it, but that's the type of team you've had to adapt your coaching to the type of team that you're putting on the floor.
I have to change a lot. I mean, and that's one of the things that's a testament to my staff because without those guys, I mean, I'm kind of hard-headed, but once they get you, they set me down and said, Coach, look, we have to do this and that. Especially those 2 games at the beginning of the year without Trent was a blessing in disguise because we was able, we started running the zone, and these guys they just couldn't do it. And because it's real complicated. So we switched up man-to-man, and we've been playing probably 80% man this year, and it's kind of helped us out.
All right, so we've talked about what William Vetter and what Anadi Legist are bringing energy-wise here to start this second half of the year, but let's even go a little bit deeper because you went even 11 deep, on Saturday. I mean, you are as deep as can be. Crowder didn't have the type of game he wanted to have on Wednesday against Wingate, but responds and gets you a couple of shots on Saturday. KJ Crump could probably create just about any shot that he wants. Plus, on top of that, when guys chirp at him, and they do, then he'll take the ball from you. And I think, it's kind of the way he elevates his game is what's so impressive for me.
Yeah, I mean, KJ Crump, if he was 3 inches taller, he wouldn't be here. And I seen him play as a junior in high school. His team, he took him to the Kentucky State tournament. And he almost, I can't gonna say he done it by himself because you got to have some help, but he averaged almost 30 points a game then. Then his senior year, he came back and almost done the same thing, came up a little short. So we seen him play in the AAU circuit. So us smaller guys, we get picked on a lot. But when you go to pick on him, you know that kid will respond. And I said us smaller guys. So once he gets settled in and the one thing he's getting really good at is defensively, because you hear me say 0-0-0. He's the only one I want to pressure the ball. And then Jalen Crowder, he hasn't shot the ball exceptionally well, but one thing he has done is gotten better defending.
Yeah, and I love the way he brought some energy as well. And then the final guy who's been out, not that he's the only other guy, but James West. And I loved watching him play just free. He didn't take the shots. He didn't look to do that. He was more of a facilitator on Saturday, but he's kind of feeling his way back in. And once he gets going, this team could be very dangerous.
Oh yeah, that kid right there. People, for a 7-game stretch last year before he got hurt, he was playing unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's gonna take him some time because he has some nagging injuries to that wrist, and I think it's completely healed now. It's going to take him a little time to get back because he hadn't played. This is his second game he's played. So with that being said, James is fine. The other night I was very proud of him because he didn't force any shots, and he made a questionable pass to a naughty legist that went out of bounds, but he still stayed the course, especially late in the game, and he got a bucket and a steal and a couple assists to help us pull away from him.
Was able to penetrate to the rim, pass off late to get an easy look for a teammate as well. Again, a team that's firing on all cylinders. So the Pioneers get 2 wins this past week, and again, 65-60, and kind of that defensive battle, and again, another defensive job, this time in the man, against a Wingate team to hold them to 60 and get another victory. And then against a high-flying offensive attack led by Catawba's Caleb Robinson, they get that 85-73 victory as well. So this week we go on the road. And Coach Burton's a guy that you like to get down the road. You like to get the team away and kind of get them together where, you got that team bonding, that team unity. It's a so veteran type of a team. I know you don't mind going on the road. It's different road trips, close, far. So you got Mars Hill. This is a team that is not sure what you're going to get. They haven't been able to play. They're going to be playing a bunch here coming up. So it's a Mars Hill team. And when you look at what Mars Hill is going to bring to the table this Wednesday, what do you look at? What do you have to accomplish?
You got to be ready to go because Mars Hill is not as talented as Catawba, but they got similar players, you know what I mean, in certain positions. So, those guys can come out and beat you at any given time. I think the coach over there has done a really good job. Those guys over there done a really good job of changing the program. So when you go in, you got to be ready to go because it's a hard place to play.
It's a complete culture change team that just plays extremely hard every single time. And Coker's doing very much similar things. It's just a long road trip, and it's that opportunity you get to go out and just kind of get away, get in the hotel and stay, and then take on a team that has caused you some fits. And I think it's a little bit a matchup issue that they enjoy a little bit better than you enjoy.
Yes, last year they gave us all kind of fits, with the matchup problem. But that's the game that James West kind of opened up and started making shots. So I'm hoping that we can do the same thing. But, yeah, that's another tough place. I mean, you got to go, it's 4 or 5 hours away. You got to go the night before, which I like. So, you get to get there and get away from everybody, all the distractions and everything. And we just got to strap up, because the one thing about it is this league this year, everybody from top to bottom, you can be beat. It is so hard to win a game, period, let alone a road game. So being on the road these next 2 games, we're going to be tested.
Going to be tested. It's a Pioneer team that will be on the road. Again, close out the month of January at home with a bye week. It's actually a bye day. It's a Saturday, January 22nd. But the Pioneers, after this week, will close out the month at home at Pioneer Arena for their final 3 and the longest homestand of the season coming up for Tusculum. But again, got to go on the road. You can tune in on the Pioneer Sports Network. I think it's my first trip to Hartsville in a year. No, actually, I went last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't get to stay on the road because, see, I got the Friday night games and then go the next morning on Saturday. But this year, I got the road game Friday and then the road game Saturday, so it'll be fun. But you can find out on the Pioneer Sports Network how we do. You can always check out on the opposing school's webcast as well and watch that contest. I guarantee you it's going to be more entertaining because it's just radio for me, and it's a lot of fun. So Wednesday, we'll tip it off around 7:30, and then Saturday at 4 o'clock against the Coker Cobras, Wednesday against the Mars Hill Lions. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, man.
His mama celebrated a birthday this week, too,
And
as well.
today's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, and so we got daughter's birthday going on.
Happy birthday, Alexis. Daddy loves you.
It's big time. He's Pioneer coach JT Burton. For everyone involved with the Pioneer Sports Network, I'm Brian Stayton. Until next time, go Pioneers.